the promise and the pitfalls of traveling after 70. You know, there's something magical about travel. The thrill of stepping off a plane into a new city, the smell of unfamiliar spices in a bustling market, the way sunlight hits ancient ruins differently than it does your backyard. I've been lucky enough to collect stamps in my passport for decades, back when travel agents booked your flights with carbon paper and checking luggage meant handing a suitcase to a man in a crisp uniform. But here's the thing, folks. Traveling after 70 isn't the same as it was at 40 or even 60. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to clip anyone's wings. If you've got the itch to explore, scratch it. But let's be honest, our bodies and lives have changed. That marathon museum day in Paris, it might leave you stiffer than a starched shirt now. That overnight train ride through the Alps could feel less like an adventure and more like a test of endurance. And those minor risks we shrugged off years ago, they deserve a second look. Today, I want to walk through the realities of traveling at this stage of life, not to scare you, but to prepare you. Think of it like packing. You wouldn't forget your medications or glasses, right? Well, let's make sure we're packing the right knowledge too. 1. Your body's new rules. Health risks aren't just what-ifs. Let's start with the elephant in the room. Our health. At 70, even the fittest among us aren't immune to surprises. Remember how you'd bounce back from a cold in your 50s? Now, it lingers like an uninvited house guest. Travel cranks this up a notch. The altitude alarm. Take my friend Margie. She's a yoga enthusiast, healthier than most 50-year-olds. Last year, she booked a bucket list trip to Machu Picchu. What she didn't plan for? The altitude. At 8,000 feet, her blood pressure skyrocketed, and she spent 2 days in a Cusco clinic instead of hiking the Inca Trail. I felt like I'd been hit by a truck, she told me. The kicker? Her doctor later said, "Oh yeah, high altitude's risky after 65. Thanks for the heads up, doc." The blood clot boomerang. Then, there's the silent threat no one talks about. Deep vein thrombosis, DVT. Long flights turn your legs into stagnant ponds, perfect for clots. My cousin Walt, a retired pilot, learned this the hard way after a 14-hour flight to Sydney. He joked about stretching his legs during the layover until he collapsed in the airport. Emergency surgery saved him, but his travel days? Grounded. The insurance trap. Here's where things get sneaky. Assumptions. My Medicare will cover it, we think. Nope. Most U.S. health plans evaporate at the border. My neighbor, Hank, found this out in Costa Rica after a fall. The hospital demanded $15,000 up front. His wife had to wire their savings, a gut punch they're still recovering from. Your game plan. Pre-trip checkup. Not just a quick listen to your heart. Ask, can my lungs handle altitude? Will my meds interact with tropical foods? Travel insurance. Not the flimsy kind airlines sell. Look for policies covering medical evacuation. Yes, even helicopter rides. Pack smart. Extra meds, in original bottles, a translated medical history, and compression socks. Trust me, they're not just for nurses anymore. 2. Germs, the unseasoned traveler's nemesis. Ah, germs. They're like those pesky telemarketers. You can't see them, but they're always lurking. And let's face it, our immune systems aren't the bouncers they used to be. Planes, petri dishes with wings. Ever notice how you always catch a cold after flying? It's not your imagination. A MIT study found you're 80% more likely to get sick on a plane than in a crowded mall. Recycled air, tray tables dirtier than gas station bathrooms. It's a germ fiesta. And for seniors, that sniffle can spiral into pneumonia. street food roulette. I'll admit it, I'm a sucker for a sizzling food cart. But last year in Bangkok, my adventurous lunch of papaya salad left me hugging a hostile toilet for 24 hours. Turns out, my stomach's no longer a cast iron skillet. Those harmless local bacteria, they're invaders to our senior systems. The water whisperer. In Rome, I made a rookie mistake, brushing my teeth with tap water. Cue 3 days of, well, let's just say, the Colosseum wasn't the only thing in ruins. Your game plan: sanitize like a surgeon. Wipe down that airplane seat. Hands? Sanitize every time you touch money. The dirtiest item you'll handle. Eat smart. Skip raw veggies unless they're peeled. Drink bottled water. And avoid ice. Yes, even in your margarita. Vaccinate. Not just COVID. Hepatitis A. Typhoid. Whatever your doc recommends. Third, energy drain. When adventure feels like work. Remember when jet lag meant feeling foggy for a day? Now, it's a week-long fog bank. Our circadian rhythms aren't just off. They're rebellious teenagers. The cruise ship conundrum. My buddy Ed and his wife booked a Caribbean cruise, dreaming of lazy beach days. Instead, they got 7 a.m. excursions, midnight buffets, and constant announcements. By day 3, we were hiding in our cabin just to nap, Ed laughed. We paid $8,000 to sleep in a floating hotel. The myth of relaxing road trips. Even driving isn't safe. My sister-in-law, Joyce, insisted on a cross-country RV trip. 2 days in, my hips felt like they'd been through a wood chipper. Turns out, sitting for hours tightens muscles faster than a corset. Your game plan: slow travel. Stay a week in one city. Don't country hop. Nap guilt-free. Book afternoon. Recharge breaks. You're not lazy. You're strategic. Upgrade comfort. Spring for aisle seats, hotels with elevators, and private transfers. 4. Gravity's revenge. Falls and fractures. Falling isn't just embarrassing, it's dangerous. Over 3 million seniors fall yearly. And doing it abroad. A recipe for disaster. The cobblestone catastrophe. Take my pal Lois, who tripped on Lisbon's charming but deadly cobblestones. A broken wrist, 2 surgeries, and a $7,000 medical bill later. She says I should have packed a helmet instead of a sun hat. Your game plan: shoe science. Leave the loafers. Opt for grippy soles. Think hiking shoes, not just comfortable ones. Mobility aids. Canes and walkers aren't defeat. They're tools. Foldable ones fit in suitcases. 5th, money traps, scams, and surprise bills. Retirement savings are for retirement, not funding a foreign hospital. The Phantom Hotel. My neighbor, Irene, booked a luxury Greek villa online. Arrived to find a vacant lot. Scammers had cloned a legitimate site. Her $3,800 gone. Your game plan: double-check bookings. Call hotels directly to confirm. Use credit cards. They'll fight fraud for you. Emergency cash. Stash. Hide $200 in your shoe. Not for shopping, for ambulances. Closing: travel smart. Travel forever. Look, I'm not saying stay home. I'm saying travel differently. Swap backpacking for river cruises. Trade hostels for boutique hotels with 24/7 concierge doctors. Keep exploring. Just pack wisdom with your passport, because the world's still ours to see. We just need better binoculars. Now, who's up for a virtual tour of the Swiss Alps? My treat. I've got a Zoom account and a great recipe for fondue.